think that growth hacking and growth marketing as a career is overrated?
So career is overrated. I think the designation is overrated. Career is not. हिसाब ऐसा था कि HR मुझे कॉल करती है and HR कहती है कि digital marketing executive 2.3 lakhs. And I'm like कि MBA के बाद BPO में नौकरी का पैकेज ज्यादा है इससे.
Literally.
And then she was like, okay, let me come back. After one day, she comes back and she says, okay, we will give you a senior digital marketing executive. And I'm like, what is the pay hike? Na 2.5, 2.3.
Wow.
I decided I will not join an agency.
Do you think just by listening to podcasts or going to YouTube channels or through resources without any formal education per se, वो होती भी नहीं growth marketing में career बन सकता है?
Podcast gives you insight. आप उस insight का background नहीं जान सकते without formal education. If you are not reading the literature, podcasts do not make any sense.
What are the core fundamental tech skills that one must have to crack interviews?
Start by understanding how ads work. I am a genuine believer of कि if designers have their own portfolio, we also should.
You should. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Theria Decodes channel, and today I'm going to be getting into a super insightful and interesting conversation with a dear friend and someone who I got connected to on LinkedIn probably about 2 years ago. His name is Sindhu Biswal, and he has been a growth marketer and a digital marketing consultant for over 8+ years now. Started his journey with Paytm Insider, Filter Copy, Dice Media, and Better Half and a lot of other brands. And today, he is an independent growth advisor with the leading startups, influencers, and founders of the country. He is also a teacher at Masters Union, and he is helping students there with understanding concepts about growth marketing. And he's also a Josh Talk speaker. Hi Sindhu, welcome to the Theria Decodes podcast.
Hey Theria, thanks so much for having me.
I hope that the introduction did justice to your illustrious career.
I'm trying to add more characters and adjectives to whatever I do, but yeah, thank you so much.
No, but lovely. I think, like I said, I've been in touch with you for a while, and I think we've always had some or the other conversation on and off, mostly related to LinkedIn or growth marketing. And the moment I knew I want to talk about growth marketing and deep dive into it as a career for my audience, I knew it that he's the guy to go to.
Thank you.
Perfect. So let's start with understanding, Sindhu, that when you talk about growth marketing as a term today, it is something that a lot of people use it very casually now.
Yeah.
It's normal now probably. But I think at least for me, a year ago, in my vocabulary, growth marketing was something which I didn't really completely understand or fathom. Now, I want to know, you started out almost 8 years ago in a very new age digital career that today is normal.
Right.
What was that intervention or that incident or that point when you realized something like growth marketing exists and I may want to just explore it, if not take it up as a career option?
Interesting. See, when I look back now, I think I can connect all the dots, but when you were in the zone, you were not actually connecting. You were just going with the flow and stuff.
Yeah.
I started in 2015. Back then, digital marketing was the only term. There was not a lot of jargons that we were using back then.
Right.
I remember I was doing my MBA and a lot of people were taking electives as print and publishing media.
Okay.
I was one of the rarest students जिसने उसको नहीं लिया था.
ठीक है.
In just 1 year, the industry got obsolete. So no one was getting jobs and everything. My intervention, not intervention, but the journey started. I was playing a competition called Google Online Marketing Challenge. It is
ऐसा भी कुछ होता है?
It used to be there. I don't know it's still there or not. So होता क्या है? Google organize करता था तब.
Right.
Worldwide competition. And the format is, you will form a team inside a college under a professor.
Okay.
And you have to pick a particular shopkeeper जिसका कोई digital presence नहीं है. So you have to pick an Amwala. You have to pick a gift shop.
The traditional vendors, brick and mortar vendors. ठीक है.
The game is you have to take a traditional a shop or something. You have to build a website for them, do everything.
Take them digital.
Run a Google ad and show with proof कि आपने कुछ sales किया Google ads के through.
Very interesting.
And then Google आपका ranking निकालेगा. Every college is actually competing with you, and if you win the competition, you will get a job at Google. That's what. So the motivation for everyone was कि job मिलेगा.
What was the job role? क्या job title मिलता था? Digital marketer.
No, I think management trainee.
As a management trainee. अच्छा.
Back then, no one was joining as a digital marketer. It was management trainee marketing. as a digital concept.
Understood.
So companies were also figuring out ki kya hai. There was no roles at
Okay.
all. Agencies had the role, digital marketing executive, but the pay slab was like
Got it. Understood.
very chindi, being very honest. I'll tell you the first pay slab I got, super duper chindi.
अभी भी कौन सा हमें भी ज्यादा मिल रहा है किसी
या
को?
डिजिटल वालों को बहुत मिल रहा है, काफी मिल रहा
हाँ
है,
मिलता है
मतलब
उस पे बात
बट
करेंगे.
इट्स वो पैरेटो वाला प्रिंसिपल है कि
हाँ.
नॉर्मली 80-20 फॉलो होता है, बट इन डिजिटल देयर आर ओनली 5% पीपल हु आर गेटिंग द हाईएस्ट सैलरी, बाकी सबको नहीं है.
Yeah.
It started like that. In that competition, I just felt कि I'm liking this particular field as a concept and stuff. Super early, there was no course. I guess there was a course called Digital Vidya back then, which was pretty big. अभी भी
विद्या एनालिटिक्स का उनका
हाँ.
डिजिटल विद्या का चलता है कुछ. I remember.
They were charging 40K उस time पे, which was huge.
Huge. Even now.
Even now it's 60-80. I don't remember exactly, but just don't want to quote it wrong. But abhi digital marketing courses are costly.
हाँ.
It's pretty costly for a college kid specifically.
Correct.
मैं नहीं लिया. मैंने कहा कि पैसा नहीं है and I'll be self-taught. So I'm a complete self-taught till date.
ठीक है.
And back then you were not having your Google Meta of the world also giving you free certification. उस time Google का था, Meta का उतना नहीं था. अभी तो Meta का blueprint है कि कोई भी आके free में पढ़ सकता है.
Correct.
Started like that, then joined companies. Back then salaries were not that great. The first biggest check offer I got was a 2.5 lakhs का offer from a very large ad agency, world की largest है. कि senior digital marketing executive was a job offer of 2.5 lakhs.
You were a senior digital beginning में.
तो हिसाब ऐसा था कि HR मुझे कॉल करती है, HR कहती है कि digital marketing executive 2.3 lakhs. And I'm like कि MBA के बाद BPO में नौकरी का पैकेज ज्यादा है इससे.
Literally.
And then she was like, okay, let me come back. And back then the supply was not that great. कि agencies को भी चाहिए लोग जिनको आता है. And there were not a lot of people that they can hire from.
Correct.
After one day she comes back and she says, okay, we will give you a senior digital marketing executive. And I'm like, what is the pay hike? Na 2.5, 2.3.
Wow.
I decided I will not join an agency. I left. I started my own company with 2 other folks. After that, joined Paytm Insider. So Paytm Insider was my first performance marketing ground level trainee ground.
Got
so I learned everything there itself. Great team to work with, अच्छे bosses मिले and everything. So my moment was actually that, to be very honest, to work on good projects. My first project was Indian Super League, the football. Pro Kabaddi League was the second project. Third project was T20 Kochi wala match.
Got it.
So काफी बड़े प्रोडक्ट्स पे initially काम किया. And that was my training ground primarily. Growth तब नहीं पता था, to be honest.
So probably you also didn't know back then that you were doing growth.
True.
Or you knew?
No, I had no idea. So in India, it was not a very famous
concept.
concept.
It was not a term, na?
Right.
Concept ही नहीं था उसका.
Correct. There was no concept at all. I guess Vaibhav Sisanti was using growth hacking as a designation. Not as a designation, but as a personal brand on LinkedIn. But I had not discovered him by that back then. I was doing acquisition, then I was doing retention. Retention marketing एक चीज एक होता है. I left that job. I got an offer from Pocket Aces, the parent company of Filter Coffee Dice Media. The founder tells me, okay, let's have a cup of coffee. There was no role that was decided. And we were just having a cup of coffee over morning breakfast at Pali Village Cafe. And he tells me, do you know a guy called Andrew Chen? And I was like, no, I need to check him out.
Yeah.
I go back to Google and type Andrew Chen. Andrew Chen is the ex-growth guy of Uber.
Okay.
So he is the godfather in the growth community, people say. Right now, I guess he is leading investments at Anderson Horowitz, but he has written, there is a great book that he has written called as The Cold Start Problem. बहुत amazing book है.
Okay.
So he had a blog that everyone in the community was following. It's called, it's a growth blog. सारे growth hacking के concept उसने लिख रखे हैं. My first understanding of that particular word was this. Then I went to a rabbit hole, figured out there is a guy called Sean Ellis, जिसने growth hacking term निकाला हुआ है. So then I धीरे धीरे realized it's a बाहर का concept, India में आया नहीं है.
Correct.
I get the designation as growth, joined Filter Coffee Dice Media. Then वहाँ से धीरे धीरे started learning. There was no formal growth team back then in Indian startup ecosystem, to be honest. अभी थोड़ा और better formalize हो गया है. On LinkedIn, people are over abusing the term called growth hacking.
It's used left, right, and center.
It's used left, right, and center. You ask any founders, they will be like, if we interview all the LinkedIn growth hackers who have written the designation, hardly only one will clear the first round of interview.
That's true.
That is true.
I'm sure. I am
So,
certain.
Yeah. So there is still a supply side issue. Demand is very high. We will be talking about what is the skills and everything.
Yeah.
But there is still a large supply side issue.
Got it. No, very interesting. I think what got me to reflect a little more on your journey is the fact that you yourself, and why I want to bring this point up so early on is you probably didn't even know what you had signed up for when you were doing what you were doing.
Right.
Because, like I said, it's a digital age career.
Correct.
And back to do it ahead of your time. You were ahead of your time in a way.
Yeah.
And not knowing what you're doing. So you basically learned on the job and were discovering things every
True.
single day, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think the only thing that kept on moving is not designation, it is the craft. That's it. I was like, I didn't care a lot about designation. I never cared about कि okay मुझे manager title मिल रहा है, executive title मिल रहा है, head of growth title मिल रहा है. It just doesn't matter. There are two to three proxies that I check before joining a company. Do I believe in the product? Number one.
Nice.
I go and check out the reviews that is available on the product. If I see there are good reviews, then that means me as a marketer can do justice.
Correct.
I don't want to fix a product that is already broken.
Yeah.
I want to grow a product that is people are loving the product and everything. So my proxies are very, very different. I'm not कि okay ठीक है पैसा मिल रहा है तो जाके join कर लो and stuff. So I never knew about a designation. I still don't care about कि मुझे growth बोल दो, marketing बोल दो, whatever. I just like the craft, and the craft definition being to genuinely understand why a person uses a certain brand, why a person keeps on using that certain brand
over and over again, which is the retention and repeat cycle. Correct.
And why a person brags about the certain brand. So in technical terms, it's acquisition, retention and referral. यही है आपका growth.
सही बात. Perfect. Now, so ठीक है. What I want to know, which is also again I'm intrigued and piqued to know, you got offered a role by the leading agency in the world. A package kuch bhi tha, whatever the designation was. Why do you think they reached out to you and they offered you that role? What skill set did you have at that point of time, not right now?
Okay.
That you think still gave them that confidence कि इस बंदे को approach करके ये job दे सकते हैं, we can give him a senior title also even though you're a fresher.
Right.
Because a lot of people who watch this podcast are freshers. They have raw skills right now which they've not put to test.
Right.
And I'd like them to know what it takes to be able to get there.
So I had proof of work, to be honest.
Okay.
That Google Online Marketing Challenge I did.
Yeah.
I had a proven PDF.
That was for starters, right?
That was for starters.
Huh.
The PDF that I had, which I attached to the resume, it mentions I spent 25,000 rupees in Google search ads, did certain thing, and took out a sale of 75,000 rupees. Okay. So the PDF had proof of work.
You had attached a PDF along with your resume.
Correct. I still do.
Nice. Is it like a portfolio of sorts of yours?
Correct. I am a genuine believer of ki if designers have their own portfolio, we also should.
You should.
So
any creative field.
Or
you should.
And the way I design my own portfolio is these are case studies. So for an example, my resume just gives you an overview, and generally people read in circles.
Yeah.
The interviewer is not reading line by line.
Nobody does. Yeah.
But the interviewer wants in-depth thing. So when I'm applying for a senior role, my portfolio looks like number one, case study. How did I grow better half from this to this?
Got it.
A detailed case study. Number two, exactly how you see case studies.
Case studies. Agencies give. When they do campaigns or they're getting results. Understood. Do you also put a lot of data in it?
I put a lot of data. I put a lot of data in it. And right now at this point of time, it's been okay, see, I don't care about you're a fresher or not. If you actually, so case study building is a skill. You actually can build case study. आपने internship की होगी ना?
Yeah.
कुछ तो किया होगा internship
कुछ तो किया ही होगा.
So you can actually put that in a case study.
It's about the way you present.
It's about the way you present. It's actually about the way you present.
So you think, but also, what I feel is like you said, portfolio mostly हम editors, graphic designers, max script writers, content writers का सोचते हैं, right?
Correct.
Again, back then, to be able to have that foresightedness and to have a portfolio that you attach over and above your resume, not being lazy, like most job seekers are, that would have given you a leverage, no?
True. I think, again, I was not a foresighter. I think I got motivation from being rejected by at least 80-90 companies.
80-90 companies.
Yeah, I think there are 2 to 3 things I was doing wrong. Which is one is applying left, right and center. So when I was getting a call, like ऐसा तीन चार बार हुआ है, I got a call from the founder of the company, and the founder is like, hey, you applied for this role.
Yeah.
And I'm in my mind thinking कि ये कौन सी company है, and the founder
Because you don't even remember.
I don't even remember.
Wow.
And I remember this company. It's a vape company. मुझे नाम नहीं आता.
Vape company.
It was a vape company in Delhi based.
Interesting.
2016. I guess vape was not illegalized back then.
Back then, huh?
The founder says, hey, do you know where you have applied on the call? और मतलब मैं डर गया वाले लेवल पे. And I'm like, yes, I do. Tell me the name of the company I'm calling from. So, and he keeps on giving me hints.
Yeah.
कि okay, it's a vape company. Tell me the name. I'm like, I'm sorry, I've forgotten. And then he shouts at me कि okay, company में apply करते हो भूल गए हो. How do I take an interview right now and everything? So I think what made me realize after that is number one, I have to be very much conscious about where I'm applying. I have to remember this is basic courtesy. I will not accept if someone is doing that to me.
Correct.
Second is how do I stand out? If there are 500 people applying the resume, if my resume stands out only because I have a different font or color, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
That is the way I started. I was being forced कि चलो कुछ नया सोचते हैं, कैसे निकालेंगे and all. Like right now on LinkedIn, you will see all the tech jobs.
Yeah.
People are tech jobs, UI and UX jobs. People are creating some craft, uploading it on LinkedIn, tagging cred or something.
Or the founders. And then getting jobs.
It's proof of work.
काम ना,
Correct.
काम ये तो बिक रहा है.
Exactly.
जो दिख रहा है वो बिक रहा है.
Correct.
So, okay, so one interesting question on, extrapolating on this. If today, because we spoke about how you did it.
Right.
ठीक है. Today, if somebody is to get an entry-level growth marketing job in the industry,
right?
What are some interesting ways you think you also, as somebody who's hiring for your startup business, etc., would look at it, and what would intrigue and pique your interest?
Do an audit.
Do an audit.
Do a full audit.
Okay.
I have received, I guess, if I've interviewed 200 candidates in last 3 years. There was only 1 or 2%
who would have done an
audit.
That
do
is
an active audit.
करते ही नहीं है ना लोग.
Do an active audit.
So, like, what kind of an audit? Like, what do they?
For example, if I have to apply at cred.
Yeah.
And I have to apply for a certain department. So, for an example, let's say SEM.
ठीक है.
There are enough free tools, like for an example, Google Ads Transparency, Facebook का Meta Ads Library, जहाँ पे आपको दिख जाएगा cred ad क्या चला रहा है.
Right.
Do a full in-depth ad ka audit. What is the headlines they're using? How can they make it better? What are the ads they're using? Do a backward reverse engineering and figure out ki, okay, hey, I'm suggesting you are using these 5 kind of videos. Do a test of 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Number 1, 5 images. Number 2, this. Give headline copy suggestions. Give description suggestions and all. Your competitors are doing this. You are not doing this. Do a competitive landscape audit.
Competitor analysis कर लिया, market research कर लिया, and you show. Right. This is where I'll come in and fill the gap.
So it helps in 2 fronts. Number 1, not a lot of people are doing. Number 2,
nobody does it.
Nobody does it.
I don't
Extra
think 0.1% लोग भी नहीं करते.
हाँ मुझे तो लगता है 0.1 भी
काफी बहुत बड़ा number है.
The main thing is number 1, it gives me a sense you know how to research. Number 2, आपने extra effort मारा है.
Correct.
Number 3, you understand how to do a competitive research.
Yeah.
Number 4, your strategic skills.
Yeah.
So even if you do not send me a resume और आप सीधा audit भेजो, मेरी आंख
समझ में आएगा. Attention.
पूरा attention. Because
चाहिए.
अभी ना दिमाग वायर हो गया है from the other front. I open my mail. If someone has written applying for digital marketing role, it's black.
It's black. Yeah, okay. I know. Interesting. Okay. Now we understood a little bit about what could get a recruiter's attention. Let's talk थोड़ा बहुत about the technical skills. Pure core किसी भी career में, if you want to go up the ladder, right? Every career path has a ladder and a hierarchy, right? It exists to a certain extent and diminishes after a certain level, because I don't think you can go above a certain level. I'll ask you that as well. But irrespective of where somebody wants to go, to have a successful career as a growth marketer today, whether you're working at startups, MNCs or with agencies.
Right.
My question is, what are the core fundamental tech skills that one must have to crack interviews?
Okay. Only for growth, right?
Only for growth.
So as right now, how the trajectory looks like, if you are a fresher, start by understanding how ads work. So become a good Google ads and a Facebook ad specialist, at least.
Basic level.
उसमें आपको लग जाएगा 3-4 साल. सिर्फ उसमें
3-4 साल.
हाँ. मतलब ट्रस्ट मी देयर आर मल्टीपल, अभी तो लेफ्ट राइट सेंटर पीपल आर बिकमिंग फ्रीलांसर्स. एक तो आई हैव अ स्ट्रेट बिलीव कि डायरेक्टली आउट ऑफ कॉलेज यू शुड नॉट बिकम अ परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटिंग फ्रीलांसर. उसमें इशू ये है, फ्रीलांसिंग इज जनरली एक ब्रांड कब कंसल्टेंट हायर करता है when they feel the internal capabilities are not enough
not
to
being
go
filled, so I'll look
Correct.
outwards.
out. That technically means you are looking for outward expertise and you are valuing them more than internal.
Yeah.
So the
Technically,
freelancer
yes.
has to beat my in-house person.
Yeah.
If you're out of college, I don't know how are you beating the in-house person. And that is the reason we are saying कि okay 3-4 महीने का रहता है आपका retainer, उसके बाद the brands keep on leaving. And that is the reason we do not have good supply. We have 90-100 digital marketers available in the country, running out around getting contacts and everything, but then brands are leaving in 2 months.
Yeah.
Because the tech skills are missing, and this is what the basic tech skills I'm
Tech
talking
skills,
about, which is the Google Ads and Facebook Ads. That is the basic one. After you complete it, you have to learn a skill called as retention marketing, which is email marketing, push notification marketing.
Okay.
ये generally
All of this is retention marketing.
All of this is retention.
Can you
marketing.
explain it thoda? What is retention marketing?
So, in simplified terms, let's say there is an app.
Yeah.
You run an app install campaign, people come onto the app. Performance marketing वाले का काम हो गया.
ठीक है.
What happens after the app, which is every step on the app, install के बाद sign up होता है, sign up के बाद आप एक page पे जाते हो, page के बाद add to cart and everything. These are called conversion stages.
Stages, yeah. Correct.
Every time a user is dropping off from the conversion stages is called as churn rate. Churn rate होता है.
So they're going outside your funnel.
They're going outside your funnel. Retention market वाले का काम है उसमें automation set करना.
Okay.
Churn rate को fix करना.
Okay.
Create multiple segments.
They optimize for the churn rate.
They optimize for a churn rate. The dimag is how do you optimize for a churn rate? People living in tier 2 cities in the evening, age group certain male segmentation, इसको एक different kind of push notification भेजो, ये convert करेगा. Women को different kind of push notification भेजो, convert करेगा. मैं एक example देता हूँ. In the dating apps, the life cycle of men and women is different.
Correct.
The reason is women are looking for a different thing, men are looking for a different thing. मैं उसका right analysis दे देता हूँ because I was working with better वहाँ पे कुछ insights हैं. The USP for men to come and stay on the dating app and matrimony app is the number of active women profiles they see. So they want volume.
They want volume.
Women do not want volume. Women want curation, lesser spam profiles, but super high security.
True. Safety. Yeah.
So if I have to, if I saw a man dropping out and if I saw a woman dropping out, what I will start sending as a push notification to the woman who comes and installs for the first time, hey, we have a security feature where no one can access your phone number to women. But to men, I will say that, hey, 10 women are active right now in your area.
Correct.
Completely different signaling. Now this happens pan India level पे सारा अलग अलग. Tier 2 में अलग है, Tier 3 में अलग है, city wise अलग है, age wise अलग है, 30 plus का अलग है, 30 minus का अलग है. This is the retention वाले का काम पूरा. Segment करना, figure out करना, psychology understanding. इसमें pricing का भी बहुत play होता है.
Right.
So people who are 30 plus, not married, generally sees a pricing which is an upsurge pricing.
Yeah.
Because उनकी अगर शादी नहीं हुई 30 तक, they are more desperate to find a partner.
Yeah.
So the brands are charging slightly on a upward pricing.
Upward, and they are willing to pay that.
They are willing to pay also big because they have the purchasing power.
Purchasing power also by that time.
18 to 24 gets a massive discount because उनके पास power भी नहीं है और उनके पास उतना intent भी नहीं है. Women are shown a lesser pricing, men are shown a more pricing. Because ये world का ही primarily view है. Wherever you see a marketplace where it is designed for women and men to date. So for an example, clubs. Clubs का monetization men से होता है, women से नहीं होता. So you make it free for the women.
Yeah, and you
monetize the men.
True.
ये same behavior आपके apps पे है. But ये thought है कि यही behavior यहाँ पे आना है, retention वाले का काम है. So you complete performance, then you go retention. आप already 70% 80% growth complete कर लिए. It took you.
Ads कर लिया, retention marketing सीख लिया. Second.
It took you 4 to 5 years.
4 to 5 years.
Good 4
at
to 5
this stage
years.
you're at 4 to 5 years.
आपका हो गया.
ठीक है.
Then उसके बाद anything else you do is your X factor. Anything else you do.
ये तो basic हो गया ना.
ये बहुत basic.
Bare minimum.
ये bare minimum, ये mandatory है.
Okay. X factor में क्या आ सकता है?
Social media. You understand how social media is working. You understand how business are working. Business acumen is the rarest acumen. So एक अच्छा growth marketer का definition ये है कि he or she understands the business unit economics, पैसे कहाँ पे बनते हैं, margins क्या है, what is contribution margin, ARPU, life cycle repeat कैसे करते हैं, how do I increase the ticket size, उस पे बहुत छोटे छोटे hacks होते हैं, बहुत छोटे छोटे, like as simple hack as a growth marketer does is, let's say मुझे ये mug बेचना है, this mugs cost 200 rupees. If you're applying for a growth marketing role, you might get an assignment where the founder is asking, there is a certain ARPU of this. ARPU is average revenue per user.
Average revenue per user.
Per user is called ARPU.
Okay.
Let's say इसका ARPU is 200 रुपए.
ठीक है.
अब एक फाउंडर बोलता है कि ARPU बढ़ाना है. ARPU ad से नहीं बढ़ेगा आपका. You have to think कि what do I do in the mid funnel? In the mid funnel. When the person is buying this. Okay. So what can I do? Maybe I saw women who are buying this are also likely to buy a sticker, a cute sticker. Okay. Some cute sticker. I just saw the data. मुझे दिख गया कि जो लोग भी कप खरीदे हैं वो somehow कोई एक स्टिकर खरीदते हैं, Powerpuff Girl sticker या something sticker. The small experiment I will do is whenever they are on the landing page in the add to cart, नीचे दिख जाएगा people also bought this. Correct. And that also bought will be a lesser ticket size. Yeah. 30 rupees, 40 rupees. छोटा product, lower ticket size. हाँ. आपको दिख जाएगा लोग ऐड करते जा रहे हैं, उस पे ऐड हो रहा है. You got your one. That's the general consumer behavior. Correct. So, but ये जो data analyst करना, फिर उसका insight देना, फिर उसको वहाँ पे tech team को बोल के ऐड करवाना, इसका पूरा का पूरा growth वाला काम, and इसके लिए business acumen चाहिए. Because ये आपको कोई book नहीं बढ़ाएगा. ये कोई नहीं बढ़ा सकता. Correct. And it's specific to each business also, no? It's specific to each business. People who are buying a mic are also will also tend to buy a headphone. Headphones, yeah. For example. So you club the deal, do a discount, sell it. ये जो आइडिएशन जो है, ये जो आइडिया दिया जाएगा फाउंडर को, ये ग्रोथ वाले से ही आएगा. ओके, ये ग्रोथ वाले का काम. ये ग्रोथ वाले का काम है. Interesting. Hence we are moving towards a world where, and that's why growth marketers are paid the highest in the whole ecosystem. We are moving towards the world where before क्या होता था कि मार्केटिंग वालों का काम था सिर्फ एड दिखा दो, खत्म हो गया. Now founders have started asking कि show me the ROI. Why am I हर एक एक्शन पे ना, हर एक एक्शन पे. And somewhat we have been figuring out कि हर चीज का ROI certain signaling पे निकल सकता है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि नहीं निकल सकता. So the growth marketer is owning the whole funnel. इसको full stack marketing भी आजकल पे बोलते हैं. Correct. Yeah. That's what is happening. Interesting. You use the term full stack marketing. It's also called a 360-degree marketer or whatever. If I'm or am I? हाँ सब jargons same है. ये now when we talk about jargons, you obviously told everybody what growth marketing is, क्या skill set चाहिए. But अभी भी ना, I've seen this at least industry में या at least freshers के लिए जो या people who are new to the field, they don't understand the difference between growth marketing, performance marketing, digital marketing. कौन सा किसका vertical है, कौन सा sub niche है, branch है, कुछ idea नहीं. If you have to break it down for somebody, how would you define growth marketing and where would you place it in this entire scenario of jargon? So let me keep jargon aside and let me very much simplify. First of all, we as companies also do not understand how do we place it and how we move ahead. Okay. बहुत सारे नए नए concepts हैं. Your founder's office as a role, chief of staff as a role, correct. Product management, growth marketing are very new concepts to India. Yeah. So ये और evolve होगा आगे चलते चलते. But what is very consistent, I'll just tell you कि digital marketing एक बहुत ही consistent field है. You are an influencer marketer, you are also a digital marketer. You are an SEM expert, you are also a digital marketer. You are an SEO person, you are a digital marketer. The only path of you as a person is to find you want to become a super specialist throughout your career or you want to become a generalist. बस सबका मतलब way towards building that career बस यही है और कुछ नहीं है. सही बात. If you like social media, stick to social media for a long. And your trajectory is you start as a social media specialist, become a head of social media after 7 years. But maybe you find कि okay social media कर रही हूँ and then I want to become a generalist and then your path will change. Will change in terms of like कि एक साल social media किया चलो और एक साल performance करते हैं और एक साल retention करते हैं, then I will move to growth. So growth is a senior leadership role, not as an entry role. ये reality है. It's not an entry. It's not an entry role. You will find companies who have specified growth marketing as an entry role. Okay. I'm not bashing the companies, but the reality is actually it's technically a generalist role. Companies ज्यादा काम निकलवा रहे हैं एक बंदे को हायर करके सस्ते में. That is what the reality is. I don't think you should do that.
Yeah.
क्योंकि इसमें होगा क्या, in your entry level career, I think I'm a firm believer that you should be doing a specialist role for some time versus doing a generalist role for some time, क्योंकि आपको figure out नहीं हो पाएगा, आप किसी एक भी चीज में माहिर नहीं हो पाओगे.
Correct.
That becomes a problem after some time.
USP develop नहीं होगा.
USP develop नहीं होगा. Because the market dynamics is the moment you grow in your career, आप by default journalist बन जाओगे आगे चल के.
True.
आप बन ही जाओगे. The design is like that. आप people management करोगे, ऊपर तक जाओगे.
Correct.
So that's it. Now the thing that you asked, digital marketing playing field है. Digital marketing के अंदर there are SEM experts, which is PPC या Google Ads,
Google
Ads expert. There is SEO.
Yeah.
There is आपका social media. Primarily ये तीन है.
Okay.
इसके अलावा जितने भी हैं, affiliate marketing, influencer marketing, whatever, these are not long term careers.
Okay.
Like कोई influencer में लंबा life long नहीं रहता है, and they are not able to grow at that particular pace. उनकी salary उतनी नहीं बढ़ती है. Primarily field ये तीन है उसमें. Whatever will happen इन तीनों के बीच में ही होगा. If you have all three, you are a better suited as a growth person. If you don't have all three, you are better suited as an individual contributor. आप उसी में
SEO knowledge is also needed for growth marketing.
Growth marketing में आपको सबका knowledge चाहिए basically. So for an example, मैं अपना skills का layout बता देता हूँ. I'm pro at performance marketing. Okay. Followed by retention marketing. Followed by content marketing. Okay. Because मैंने तीनों का specialist एक साल किया हुआ है. So filter का भी मैं content किया है at one go. Paytm Insider में पूरा का पूरा performance किया हुआ है at one go. बेटर हाफ में रिटेंशन किया हुआ है फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. सो मेरा करियर का ग्राफ ही वैसा रहा हुआ है कि एक साल एक फील्ड एक कंपनी पूरा फोकस ऑन दैट. आई अंडरस्टैंड डिजाइन बिकॉज आई स्टार्टेड माय करियर इन म्यूजिक. आई वाज अ साउंड इंजीनियर. ओके. सो आई अंडरस्टैंड हाउ टू डू कॉपी राइटिंग, सॉन्ग राइटिंग, साउंड इंजीनियरिंग, वीडियो एडिटिंग एंड एवरीथिंग. तो ये मेरा बेसिक ग्राउंड सेट कर देता है एंड दिस इज माय एक्स फैक्टर. सो नाउ व्हेन आई पिच टू द कंपनीज, इट्स लाइक, हे, there are 100 marketers who will have the best resume on the table. You will never find a combo who understands web series plus performance plus retention. ये combo आपको नहीं मिलेगा. So I am now branding myself as a combination offer.
Correct.
यही
your multidisciplinary skill set is your X factor.
Exactly. But इसमें pro है performance और वो रहना जरूरी है.
वो core रहेगा.
हाँ, आप generalist बनो बहुत सारी चीजों का, but दो चीजों का specialist core hold करो so that people respect you for something.
Perfect. Got it. Will I be correct in saying that growth marketing comes under the digital marketing umbrella? That it does.
Digital marketers
are growth marketers. ठीक है.